Assalamu alaikum rahmatullah, Shanur here. I wonder how everyone's doing in clown world, scamdemic world today. SubhanAllah, I want to talk about salah in jama'ah, distraction, deceptions, and the ultimate evil, right? Yay, SubhanAllah, fun topics. SubhanAllah, there is a very ancient evil, right? Allah has established in the Quran, Allah has established in the Injil, the Bible, Allah has established in the Torah, right? And this is a sign. This is actually a manifestation of the truth of Allah's Quran, right? That Allah has said things in the Quran, and sometimes they may seem the most unlikely things, right? That there is this small band of people that have persisted since the time of Musa alayhi salam until today, and they will continue conspiring and continue utilizing all that the world has to offer, all the resources, all the riches, all the powers, all the ideologies, esoteric, exoteric, apparatus, right? And they will combine all of this and throw it at Islam, right? And Islam will continue to push forward until the Day of Judgment. That Islam will continue trudging on, right? And it will not be because it's being fought, toe to toe by, equally resourced and intellectual and, magnificent, brilliant, theologians, thinkers, and fighters, right? But rather, it's like the lowest class of the Muslims, right? I think it was Miqdad radiallahu anhu who went to Rustam and gave that beautiful speech, the commander of the Persian army in all his splendor. They said he was equal to 1,000 men, and he had that big throne on his head, and big imagine throne on the head, but like a big crown on his head, right? And he was so awestricken by this envoy of Sa'd bin Abi Waqqas radiallahu anh. And he gave that beautiful speech, that this Prophet has freed us from the slavery of creation to the slavery of Allah, to the slavery of that merciful Allah, right? And he was so awestricken. He said, "Are you the leader of your people?" And he goes, "Me? I'm just a slave." He said, "I'm the lowest of my people," right? And it is in the hands of this lowest, the lowest rung of the ladder, Allah will establish the religion. Allah will establish Islam. Allah will establish the truth on the most humble and the most meekest of the society of Muslims, right? And that enrages these people because they have no choice. Excuse me. They have no choice but to submit to the fact that there is a divine power, there is a greater power behind this, right? Yeah. So understand that this is the sunnah of Allah. This is how Allah does things, right? So now we have people who are becoming materialists without understanding, without knowing. They're becoming rationalists, right? Saying, subhanAllah, going with this mainstream narrative, plague. We must, okay, fine, there is Quran and there is Hadith, but no, what we see with our eyes, no, that's important. No, there is a time when you need to abandon or surrender your intellect to the raw, the raw revelation of the Quran and the Sunnah. There are times when you need to take your staff to the sea and then you need to hit your staff on the ocean, right? You need to do nonsensical things that don't make rational sense. But then you're rewarded by the vision of an ocean splitting in half, right? Because you need to now surrender yourself and surrender your own delusions of grandeur and power to the true grandeur and power of Allah. So now the Prophet ﷺ said war is deception, right? And there is a campaign happening to dismantle and destroy Islam from its foundations. Its foundations are the 5 pillars. The first is affirming belief. La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah. That's internal. The external, the straight after that is establishing the salah, is establishing jama'ah. And when we are not allowed to abandon the jama'ah in the midst of battle, when arms and legs are flying and the blood is spilling everywhere, when we cannot break ranks, we have to be close together, and that's a very compromised situation in the middle of a battle. Then what about in this made-up plague? What about in plague and Dajjal cannot enter Makkah and Medina? So why are we seeing these stupid distances? Why are we seeing these mosques in Makkah and Medina? Right? When Ebola, which has killed like a handful of people, is still on the HCID, the high consequence infectious disease, and COVID-19 is not. What are we doing? Right? Subhanallah, we need to take our head out of the sand and realize that Allah is the one who provides for us, not the government, not even our own hands. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.